Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with a man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Your main man, the real, still the real Anthony D, and your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy.
The hood representative straight from the placenta, Uncle Freezy, baby. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get
it. Yes, indeed. Good morning.
Good mornings. Good mornings. Good mornings, everybody out there watching on Twitch, X, YouTube, and wherever you catching this, wherever you are catching this from. Salute to y'all this morning. I hope your morning is going swimmingly. I am your number one chief rocker in Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy, coming through to talk that talk the way that y'all like to have that talk to y'all. I'm joined by the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Anthony D is in the building.
Good morning, Uncle Freezy. Salute to you. Salute to Knick Nation. Thank you again for joining us on what will be a then glorious afternoon as we progress into hot Knicks summer. Let's get it, baby.
Let's get
what we talking about? It had to be like this. We know no easy road. We're like the Donner Party of 18, whatever. We got to take the hard route.
Right.
Hard.
Right.
We got to send people home thinking about it the entire summer.
Right.
JB and the boys, baby. The Knicks.
Yeah,
let's get it.
Game 7. JB is coming through for sure.
Yes. Feels like 94. But it's 2024, sir.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I am so excited about this moment. I'm a little nervous, kind of excited about this moment. Right? About this moment.
Why?
You know, the OG Anunoby injury concerns me.
Yeah, but he hasn't played in forever. He hasn't played. That's my thing. I'm so numb to the injuries now, Freezy. It's just like, yo, just get the rum out. Get the rum out. Let's just pour it over the wounds and let's continue.
Cowboy style.
I just wasn't. When I saw Hart get injured, makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's only happening to us in this kind of high volume, but we're going to march on. We're going to keep fighting. You know, we got dusted off because we got super injured in game 6.
Yeah.
But that was that. And I'm not even going to touch on that. You know, This is game 7. This is where you asked me in previous shows about JB. Big body Brunson, the house that the Brunsons built.
Right.
You asked me before, as far as, you know, is he there yet?
Right.
You know, is he, you know, or questions of not you per se, but is he past Ewing? Is he in the, you know, is he getting there? This is how you get there, baby.
Right. One brick at a time.
One brick at a time. A game 7, your first game 7 in the New York uniform.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Them others that we've talked about, you know, ad nauseum, they've been through it 1,000 times. This is your first game 7.
Right.
Okay. I know you're gonna make it memorable. I'm not even asking the question. I'm not even asking the question. I know you're gonna make it memorable because we don't use excuses as this present rendition of the New York Knicks.
Right.
It's next man up. We mean it. It's next man up. So Let's go.
It's what it is.
It's what it is.
It's what
Let's
it is.
go.
There is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
Yeah, there is no tomorrow, bro.
Yeah. There is no tomorrow. So let's just, am I surprised that OG's playing? No, there is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow, bro. There is no tomorrow, and for that reason, I'm slightly nervous. I'm excited, and listen, in the pendulum of emotion.
Get up and start shadowboxing, baby. Since the Fury fight last night, you made me watch the Fury fight.
I'm looking for you.
All of a sudden, I'm
looking for you. Yo, we're gonna have to fly to England, bro.
Yo,
we're gonna have to fly to England. Or old school. Just take a steamship. We're gonna have to take a steamship to England, bro.
Yo, I didn't. If you didn't tell me about that this morning, I didn't even remember that Fury was fighting, and I quickly zapped into it. And Freezy, 6 months, baby.
So what are we gonna do with the other 3 months?
We're gonna sit around and drink beer.
We're gonna sit around and the championship belt. Because it's only gonna take 3 months, but the other 3 months we.
Oh my God! I was, even though I didn't even know the fight was gonna happen, I know Knicks fans, we're gonna get right back. Even though I didn't know the fight was gonna happen, but in seeing how it ended up, I'm like, oh my God, Freezy is right. Freezy is right.
Oh, boxing is terrible.
Oh,
right
the heavyweight division is. Oh my God. But I don't know. But anyway.
And then I think we're gonna see the same thing. We're gonna see the same thing in August with Ryan Garcia and Errol Spence.
I think
the same thing.
I think that'll be a better fight than
bro.
Or it won't be. It won't be something that we're like, wow, that was a really good one. But it'll be entertaining, I think.
Nah, I think Ryan Garcia gonna watch that man, and we gonna sit around wondering what happened to Errol Spence.
Errol, what happened to you?
He gonna take. I think he taking that Duran dip, right? You remember the Duran dip? Remember all of us like one day he lose, and then after that he like losing to everybody, and you like, what the fuck going on?
It's his life had totally changed once he masked. It's like people in Panama and all over the world going, yeah, give me 3 months. I'm ready. I can take him.
When they were afraid of him.
When you just the mere mention of his name, he has the perfect nickname, the Hands of Stone.
Yep.
He didn't ask for that. They gave him that. Because he would brutalize you in the ring, and it went from being at the highest point in your life, in your sports achievements, world or whatever, to being where random dudes think they can take you.
Think they have a shot.
Like this man had to literally, and no one can, unless you just about that life, this man had to literally walk the streets of Panama with his lion.
Yeah. Is that not weird though? Why does this man have a lion? Like, why does this man have a lion, bro?
You talking about clearing the block? Like you done cleared the entire next 10 miles. The street is yours, baby.
Right.
But that's what he had to do because the love that he had given out. And let's remember something. There is no more generous boxer in the history of the game than Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
He feeding people every day.
Every day.
Because that's where he came from. So if you're Roberto, you're going, wow, I thought I was of you. When he beat Leonard,
right?
The president sent the national plane.
Yes.
Like if you see videos of that, Roberto comes out in the white hat. The national plane arrives, everybody mobs him, and in less than a year,
all of it, bro, all of it's gone.
Man, walking with a lion.
Yeah, man.
So to slide back into our focus, we're not gonna be the team, tomorrow walking with the lion. backing people off, being ungrateful. That's just not us. That's just not what this organization, today's version of the Knicks. Let me say that again. Today's version of the Knicks, they're just not about that.
Right.
So I expect blood and guts out there. One of my favorite Ewing moments is that game 7 second round. Same thing, 94, game 7 second round against Chicago without Michael, of course. And he's having the worst game of his life in the first half.
Yeah.
I think he had like 2 points. He's having the worst game at the worst time when when the pitchforks are out there.
Right.
And as he's coming onto the floor for the second half, you see him and the late John Thompson. John Thompson kind of calls him over. This is his mentor, college coach, and everybody, you know who John Thompson is. Yeah. And John Thompson kind of whispers something into him. And I like to imagine that I knew what he said to him, but it felt like he said, Pat, play your game, right, and let everything else go.
Yeah.
And, Pat kind of gave him a little nod, and John gave him a little pat on the back, and Pat goes out to score 17 in the second half. I think he has 17. He had 19, 17, 5, some stat full of, but his second half was way beyond the first.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Right.
And they finally was able to slay the dragon. This feels like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
This feels like, not that Indiana or this version of Indiana is a dragon, but for the mere fact that it's Indiana.
Yeah.
Again, Indiana. Later on that year, it's game 7 again, Indiana. We can't shake this organization. It's all somehow, some way, in order for us to be successful, they're always gonna be there somehow.
Yeah.
It's just always been like that from as far back as I can remember, from the 90s at least. It's Indiana. So I wouldn't rather it be another team to go into the Eastern Conference Finals to beat than Indiana.
Right. Right. I think this is
who's that, Wilson? I don't think I've watched the Knicks game 7.
Not live, right? So some people hadn't seen a game 7 live.
This is true. So now experience it.
Yeah, and so what I would say to that, man, is this. I think legacies are on the line. I've been mentioning it all morning about how legacies are on the line, right? And how legacies can be created.
Yes.
Right. If Josh Hart comes out today with a vest on and limps through the entire game and somehow produces enough big moments to help this team win a game 7, I think his legacy is cemented forever. Right? Like for instance, if Josh Hart comes out today and gets us 10 points and 7 rebounds, but guts his way through it, inspires everybody else to step their game up, then Josh Hart, the 10 and 7 for Josh Hart is nothing, right? When he's healthy, right? But if he inspires others on the team to give their very best and this team wins, then I think Josh Hart may surpass other people in Knicks history in terms of the pantheon of greats like Anthony Mason. Right? I think you'll start to think of Josh Hart more than you think of Anthony Mason. And there's no disrespect to Mason or his legacy or his family. Right? What I'm talking about is recency bias. Right? The most recent thing you see that impresses you the most makes you focus more on that thing.
I agree, but for me at least, what it'll be is you can start putting them in those conversations. Like, we love the 90s Knicks. Those of us who were fortunate enough and still, bear the scars
Right.
of what eventually happened and didn't happen.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
So we always talk about them there. Josh Hart, to your point, he has moments like that. He's in that forever conversation, 5, 10 years, 20
Yeah.
years down the line.
Yeah.
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 This team will be remembered, no matter what the outside so-called people, know basketball or whatever.
Right.
As far as for us as Knicks fans, no matter where, we know what this team has been through. We're shaking our heads going, okay,
Right.
next up,
Right.
and that's what he and let's say Deuce. Okay. Look how Deuce came out the other night and some of the other games that he's had. And he's
Right.
had to, he hasn't looked the best in this series early. Right. But his last several games started to remind us of the Deuce that we've become accustomed to. So him having one of those games, you start going, I remember Chris Childs doing some of this.
Right.
I remember Charlie Ward doing some of this.
Ward. Yep.
Even though, brawls and all and whatever, but it's a part of the stew.
Right.
It's part of the ingredient. So to your point again, you start remembering Deuce much more,
Right.
remembering that OG comes back for game 7.
Yeah.
For us, there's never going to be a bigger moment than the game 7 Willis until there is a bigger moment than the game 7 Willis.
Yeah. The Clyde game. Yeah.
Right. You see, that was game 7 finals.
Right.
It's different. There's levels to this, but a game like that, like I said, you remember it like the 94 Chicago game, like the 94 Indiana game 7.
Yeah. The same Pat Ewing. Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's Ewing has what 22, is it 24 and 22 rebounds?
Yeah.
Something like that. 7 assists, 5 blocks.
Right.
Challenging everything, leaving it all out there on the floor.
Right.
Definitely probably his most important game of his career. And he shows up, so again, here we go. Here we go, Brunson. And I don't want to just leave it there on JB, but it starts with JB.
It starts with yeah.
Okay, it starts with JB.
Right.
And all that he's gonna bring in today's game, and all that he has brought in the game. So give me I'll tell you a player that I'm gonna be watching really closely today. And that's Hartenstein.
I knew you were gonna go there. I'm with you.
He has made me their success to me has come where their bigs have outplayed our bigs in the middle.
Yeah.
Hartenstein, there is nobody behind you.
Right.
Precious, there is nobody behind you.
Right.
Okay. When I'm seeing, and no disrespect to Obi, but when I'm seeing Obi in there getting dog type rebounds over you.
Yeah. Bro, AD, let me ask you this. How many times have you seen Obi Toppin catch a body, dunk on somebody?
Never.
Once.
Not before. Yeah.
Not before he dunked on Hartenstein playing passive in the paint.
Yes.
That should never happen, bro. Ever.
Yes.
Hartenstein finished the game with 2 fouls, bro.
Yeah. You got Miles Turner out here windmilling. Absolutely looking like a helicopter. That man looked like a hawk. He literally made us go, whoa.
Whoa. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
That one shook you up a little bit.
Yeah, and not to shade Hartenstein, but
no,
for all the love Knicks fans give Hartenstein, bro, we can't ever have a performance from him like Game 6, bro.
No,
Ever.
no. I get it. You want to preserve yourself, and there's only so many guys that we have, and so forth. I get it, but when you're playing Hartenstein type game,
right?
When you're rugged in there, and I'm not saying he wasn't, he was a total washout, but it was just in key moments that just made them go off. And I said before I wasn't going to talk about it, but damn it, I got to get it off my chest, right? It was some of those key that made them go on that 17-2 run or something like that, and not getting on. Like, no, you've got to be that guy, especially when you see Josh is, like he got shot.
Yeah,
you've got to be that guy. So I'm not expecting that today. I know it's all hands on deck. I know he's going to have a much better performance than that Game 6. But that Game 6, he was whoa.
Yeah, and see the thing with Hartenstein, and I'm not bashing Hartenstein, because Knicks fans have mad love for Hartenstein, bro.
Absolutely.
But the thing about Hartenstein is it can't be the sometimes performances. Like Hartenstein, for some reason, balls out when nobody expects him to ball out, right? He'll ball out 15 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's the playoffs, baby. We expect it, man. Listen, we expect, bro, we need that.
Yeah.
We expect it because we need it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
we're in a need position.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rel.
Yeah. Rel is in the building.
Salute.
Congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks for making the conference finals. I don't think they saw this at the beginning of the season.
No.
But it don't. It's like that song. It don't matter how you get here if you can.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of them things. Just like with the Knicks, right? It don't matter how we got here.
You got two of the best players.
Boston, yeah.
You got two of the best players in the world. You got two of the top 10 players in the world. Kyrie Irving. They asked him some questions the other day, and it was kind of like, for me at least, like, why I'm not going on the USA team. Why are you asking me this?
Right.
But he kind of, to his growth, I guess, I should be, concentrating on the championship at this stage of my career, and And I'm like, you know what, Kyrie, you showing a lot of growth, because you could have really went left right there. For me, I'd have been like, damn well why they ain't invite me.
Right.
That's like when they asked Isaiah 30 some odd years, that damn well why I ain't go to the dream team.
Yeah. And he was probably the best point guard in the league at that time too, by the way.
Yes.
So yes. I mean, at least in the conversation. But the thing with Dallas, just real quick, just want to say congratulations to an organization that saw a path and aggressively took it.
Rel, are you happy, my man? That's all I gotta. Rel,
that's what we gotta ask.
Are you happy, my man?
Right, Rel, are y'all excited about being in the conference finals? Right. But shout out to Jay Boogie. Jay Boogie is in the building. Jay Boogie said he looks forward to max effort, and the overtime victory against the Bulls gave us this sense. Okay, yeah. See y'all in Boston. Yeah. Shout out to Jay Boogie. Shout out to Julian Blum. Yeah, man. King Ebert in the building. Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. So AD, my thing with Hartenstein, and it's gonna sound like I'm being disrespectful to Hartenstein, but I'm not. Basically, what I'm saying is if the mantra is next man up, and if you're the next man, shouldn't you step up? That's what the next man up mantra is all about, right?
Yeah. In these moments, game 7s, we've lived through so many of them. we've seen where things can just go. But I'll say this: I'd rather Game 7 being on my floor. I never got that. Players. Oh, I'd rather be on the road. Nah.
Nah.
I wanted to be in my building. I wanted to be in the garden.
Right.
If somehow the energy that's gonna be so crazy there,
Right.
I don't even have to ask if the energy can lift the goddamn building off its foundation and somehow make us then so be it. I'd rather it be in my building.
Be in my building.
Yeah. I don't care what you remember. This one missed that play or not, whatever. But it was in my building.
Right.
This is what you work for. This is why they worked so hard to get the number 2 position.
Right. Yeah, man. The Hartenstein thing, I think Hartenstein has to step up major. I think Burks has to step up major. Dante DiVincenzo and Deuce McBride have to step up majorly today, bro. Majorly today. And I'm not saying that they don't have the ability to. What I'm saying is that we're counting on it. And that's a different way of feeling about it. We're counting on them to step up and be that on the in that Game 7 in the Garden, because Game 7s are special for one. Right? Game 7s are special. Right, unlike Game 6 closeout game, like if we'd have closed out Indiana in Game 6, bro, we'd have been like, hey, we closed them out, blah blah blah. But a Game 7 closeout game, bro, you remember those forever, bro.
Yes, I agree with you to a certain point. I did not want to get to a Game 7. I did not want to get to all the money on the table. As exciting as it is. As we're talking right now, I can feel my adrenaline kind of going up and down. We're getting close to where, you feel like Wolverine. I did not want to get to this place. I would have just loved it if we could have did it in 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever and just carry that energy on for the next series, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It's Game 7. And you mentioned Alec Burks, right? Let's look at Burks for a second.
Okay.
Burks had played up until he started playing, getting minutes. He had played, I think, 44 seconds.
Yeah.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
This is a veteran, right? 44 seconds, but to his credit, he could have sulked, right? He could have sulked and been like, yo, I'm a vet. You obviously need me. Why am I not playing?
He was hurt, bro. He had the shoulder injury.
No, I know that, Freezy. But I'm saying if he could have been a malcontent, is what I'm saying.
Right.
He could have been that guy that gives the newspaperman or whatever, that
oh yeah.
That sources leak.
Yeah.
He could have been that guy.
Yeah.
No.
But that's not his makeup though. That's not who.
But that's not. But again, that's not the environment that we've created here. That management has created, right? And they brought back a guy who's a professional, right? And would wait his turn if necessary. And his term came. Now, mind you, I am not saying Alec Burks is the Hall of Famer.
No, we ain't saying.
I said professional.
Right.
Right. And the professional that you obviously needed, which is the reason why you traded for him in the first place.
Right.
And he's been able to come in and give the Knicks a certain lift. Right. I looked at Burks the other day. I was like, wow, Burks done put on muscle. When did Burks get all?
Yeah.
And you can see works for him because he in the paint and ones bouncing people off of him and ones.
Bro, who's a better foul baiter than Alec Burks, bro? The other game that man shot like 7 free throws in limited minutes.
Because he looks slow. He looks slow.
Yeah.
But look at the three Indiana guards. He's bigger than all of them.
All of them, bro.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
on matchups, taking advantage. I don't think they've truly taken advantage of the McConnell and him being at his height.
Yeah.
There's certain screens and that I've seen. I'm like, why are you not running him through that off that pick and make him defend a Burks?
Yeah.
Make him defend a Josh Hart prior to him being hurt. Those are bigger guys.
Yeah.
But it's game 7.
It's game 7, man. Super
Game
excited.
7. Super
And
excited.
this is where legacy and history is going to be made, right? This is where Indiana's going to come out. They're going to have 2 or 3 major runs in this game. You already know that. It's the history of the NBA. Every team goes on runs. Our thing is withstanding that run, making sure the guard. Well, I don't even listen. The energy in the garden. I don't even have to say anything about that. We already know. Right. And Rel says, when will Mitchell and OG be back? So we're thinking OG and Anunoby will be back today.
Mitch is done.
Mitchell Robinson is gone till November, like the Wyclef song. So you remember that Wyclef song, Gone to November? Yeah. Mitch, Randall,
he'll be gone to November. He'll be gone to November.
Bogey, they gone to November, man.
They gone. They'll be on the sideline cheering us on. Yeah, but they gone.
Yeah,
not to come back. But let me ask you this question, Freezy.
Yes, sir.
What's your most memorable Knicks game set? Or that gave you the chills? I've spoken about on a couple of them.
All right, so I'm gonna answer, but don't throw me away as your friend, bro. I still want to be your friend after I give you this answer. Okay? Nah, serious up, because when I tell you, you're gonna be mad as hell, and then and you're like, hey, that ain't what I was looking for. My most memorable game 7 is the Starks game 7. That's my most memorable game 7, right? Where we felt like we would at that, that 5-point margin, and we just could not get within that. You know what I'm saying? You know how they held the lead, and we would chip away. We'd get the lead would be 9, we'd get it to 6, and then we get it to 5, and then they hit a 3, and then they'll be up by 8, and then we'll hit 2 buckets in a row, get it to 4, and then they go to the free throw line and hit free throws, and then it's back up to 6. And we just, in a game 7, all we needed for John Starks to do is hit one of those threes he was taking. And that would have chipped that lead from 4 to 1, right? And it's the most memorable because it was the most compelling game 7 in game 6, John Starks, right? John Starks, of all the 90s Knicks players that we love, John Starks was the only Knick that had a shot in the air that could have won a championship, right? If Olajuwon doesn't get a fingernail on that John Starks shot in game 6, our entire legacy is different, right? But then game 7 comes, there's the delay and all these type of things and all of that stuff. And Starks is not. Game 6 and game 7, Starks are 2 different people. Now his defense, listen, his defense in game 7, phenomenal, right? Phenomenal, right? It's just his shot wasn't going, bro. That's why that game 7 to me, when they were smothering Pat, and they were like, listen, we're not going to let Pat Ewing have a monster game 7. When they were smothering Pat, and all we needed was a second player to do something, and that second player just couldn't do it in that game 7. So that's my most memorable game 7. And I know you got to look in your eye like you want to throw me away. I told you before I started, I wanted to be your friend after I answered the question. Now I'm
No,
starting to think you never wanted me to be your friend
no.
anyway. That's why you asked me the
The thing
question.
is, I'm like, it's my fault because I asked him the question. It's
Yeah, yeah,
like you, I can't be mad at you for punishing me and Nick Nation of remembering that game seven on today's game seven. Because for a good moment there, I think I pushed it out of my head. Pause. I think I pushed
me
it out
too.
of my mind. I just don't think about it.
Right.
From time to time, I'll watch it. I can watch moments up
Was
until
his
a certain
defense
point.
not elite in that game, though, bro? Can we give Stark some credit, bro, for
I,
playing his heart out in that game seven? His
of
shot just
course, you
wasn't
can you
going,
can
bro. It
give him.
happens.
It happens, but it's still a part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
You can't. We can't act like he didn't go 2 for 18.
No, I absolutely
We can't. It's like saying, hey, that's a mighty nice suit he had on there. Them shoes was hot, but why you had no socks on?
yeah, yeah,
It's John is he's one of my favorite, maybe top three favorite players of all time, but he had the worst game of his life and our lives
yep,
of Knicks fan.
right.
And I'm sure the chat, y'all can let me know. So many of us have chosen to forget game seven, that game seven,
Yeah,
because it brings up just my little brother was in his room crying.
bro.
And I'm not talking about crying like an age of Mikey at
Right,
9. Like
right.
he a grown ass 20-something-year-old
Yeah,
man
yeah,
in his room crying. I'm
yeah.
sitting on the bed devastated.
AD. So I was in the military back then, right? My check was, I think my paycheck was like 280 every 2 weeks, right? Every 2 weeks, my check was about $280, right? I bet four dudes from Houston $50 a piece, bro, on
Ooh,
it. Yeah, on the finals. So I had to give out $200 of my paycheck of $288. John Starks 2 for 18, right?
yeah.
And we still could have almost won, bro. It's not like they blew us out. It's not like they blew us out, bro.
It-
We were still like in that window of we just couldn't get over the hump in that game.
remember, remember, 5 to 9 points back then. It's like the biggest mountain.
Like 15 points.
It would
Right.
be like a 22, 23 point lead in today's game going into the last, let's say, 8 minutes of the game.
And we were playing against a great defense.
And we're playing against a great defense
Yeah.
with an all-time player anchoring offense and defense.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. But it was just we love him. In our mind's eye, the outcome is not the outcome, but the truth is they just didn't get it done.
They just didn't get it
And
done.
but that's not going to be, this moment on this journey here today. That was their moment and their journey.
They're on their journey.
You
And
know,
mind you, we were up in that series 3-2,
yes, we were. Yes, we were. And
which makes it even more frustrating, bro.
yeah, it's frustrating because if we were gonna nitpick it, and there's a lot of we don't need to do that here today. We got gloomy. There's gonna be a gloomy Sunday, later in August. We can pick up,
We can talk about that, right?
we can bring that on up, but it builds character,
Right.
and what you're gonna have here today after this moment of this game is the guys who are standing, it's going to puff up their chest just that much more. Like, okay, 4 more wins to the finals. You see? That's what this wins here says. You can see the finals now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's right there.
Right.
You know, you come out, you lay it all on the line.
Yep.
You know, no excuses,
No excuses.
no looking for bailouts,
No looking for bailouts.
right? And do
Mhm.
what needs doing. See, finals is right. It's right there. Remember that? You remember as MLK is saying, promised land, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
get there. I'm gonna get there with you.
I've
I ain't gonna
seen
be
the
there with you.
mountaintop.
You know what I'm saying? But it's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there for us to take it.
Yeah.
And then anything can, and then we'll talk about Boston on another day. But I declared this hot Knicks summer 5 months ago.
Yeah.
We're
Sure
not,
did.
we're not veering from that.
Nah.
This is what this team is built. This is why, and I think I might have typed this in on another show. You're gonna see the league start changing how they develop teams based on these Knicks.
Right.
All of a sudden, you're gonna see more teams with college teammates that were
Continuity. Yeah.
successful because it
Yeah.
breeds continuity.
Right. Right.
You know how organizations are, especially in team sports. You follow the next hot thing. Dear
Yeah.
God, don't let us win it all.
If we win it all, bro, you're gonna see. Yeah. 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 But absolutely, bro.
Everything changes. You'll have find. Was it us talking about Philly and who would they add with that piece and whatever? I'm like, I think I told someone, I'm like, I wouldn't touch Paul George with a 10-foot pole.
Really?
If I was Philly, you'd have to be mad. With that mix, who's the leader?
Right. Right. No. No.
You're not. Surely you're not asking for Paul George to lead. Embiid is what he is because he's always going to be from here on in on some kind of minutes restrictions and so forth and so forth. Are you asking for Maxey at this point in time to be that galvanizer?
Yes. That's like AD, and I was with you until you said Maxey's name, and then I was like, oh, you know what? Can a championship contender build build around a all-star level, a young all-star level guard? And I would be a hypocrite to say that the Knicks did it and then say that no, Tyrese Maxey can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the difference, though, Freezy, with that. And I've never seen Maxey one as the point.
Right.
Okay. I watched him, especially against the Knicks or whatever. I know what he's listed as. I didn't see him being point guardish.
Is Brunson point guardish?
Oh, please. My point here is if Maxey, great young player, great piece, right? If you're asking him to be the galvanizer, and you know that Embiid is going to be hit or miss at times because of just what his injury history is.
Yeah, yeah.
Paul George is hit or miss anyway.
Right.
You're not setting him up for success because if Embiid has to miss playoff time here or there, what about you really looking at Paul George as that guy that you could depend on to be that second dude?
Not sure.
Third dude, especially if you still got Tobias Harris there. No.
Right. Right.
No.
Right. Yeah.
He hasn't been special since the first playoff games against LeBron how many years ago?
Right. 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 No, I got you. I got you. Every player is not built for Cuban links, right? We already know that. But the thing is certain players can thrive in a role, right? Like for instance, I was asked the other day, about a potential offseason acquisition, right?
Mhm.
And when I said this player's name, others were like, "Oh man, you got to be crazy!" But the player that I would like to add to this team is Andrew Wiggins, right? Not because he's going to come here and be an alpha, right? But he's going to come here and be the best beta money can buy, right? He's going to be the best beta money can buy. He's going to be the best Justice League player. He's not going to be Superman or Batman, right? But as your third or fourth best player, depending on injuries and such, he's absolutely, to me, the best third or fourth player on a championship level team, right? And at $26 million, think about it. Right now, you're paying Bogey and Alec Burks $30 million together. And if you're asking me, would I trade Bogey and Burks for Andrew Wiggins? Absolutely, I would do that deal. Right. But not to talk about the offseason too much, just to go to your point about team building. You don't need a bunch of alphas. Look at what it did to Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. Look at them together. Like, one is a scoring guard, a high ball dominant guard, assist man, right? Then you trade for Donovan Mitchell, you take the ball out of his hands. What is Darius Garland now? Look at DeJounte Murray and Trae Young. One is a ball dominant guard, you know what I'm saying? But what happens when you take the ball out of that ball dominant guard's hands? What do you have? Right. So to your Tyrese Maxey point about, could he potentially be that with Paul George and Joel Embiid? I'm gonna say absolutely, understanding that Paul George has to be the greatest beta that money can buy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Just not rolling with him. I wouldn't, and there's no disrespect.
No, not him.
I mean, Paul George. I'm just, when I look at, because that's what we do. We look at other teams and their team construction and how we match ups and so forth. So we're not blind to other teams. Right. It's just that some pieces. I remember where that was a possibility last summer of George to the Knicks.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it had some steam, but he's not going to come unless he was getting a brand new contract, and the Knicks weren't doing that.
Right.
Or even thinking like, no,
because they had another plan in place.
And a cheaper plan, a plan that didn't lock them in with a guy who's, how old is Paul George? 34?
Yeah.
That's going to lock him in for several more years of
33, something. However, he's still old. You don't want to give him a 5-year deal, basically.
No, with the injuries he's had and the lackluster performances, no. Gosh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking like that. But
yeah.
Game 7. I think, was it us talking about I was talking about this with somebody else. Who would I love to see in this new, created celebrity row of old Knicks and whatever? And I think it might have been you. And I was like, wow, it would feel so good to see Charles Oakley there.
I would no.
See, you did it to
me. When you said Charles, I did it to you. When you said Charles, I thought you were gonna say Charles Smith. I would love to see Charles Smith, man. Just redemption, let bygones be bygones, right? Like, Charles Smith was a great player for the Knicks. He had that one moment that defined his Knicks career, right? That one moment that defined his career, and Knicks fans can't get over it. And I don't blame them. Right? But Charles Smith was a good player for the Knicks, man, while he was here. It's just that those crucial moments will cement your legacy. And that's the reason why I'm saying today, Isaiah Hartenstein, if Hartenstein don't step up today, bro.
Yo, if you were eating a while ago, would it be safe to say that the entire screen would have got it?
The entire screen, right? Right.
See, that's how you put a battery in somebody's back, Freezy. You go to, see, I didn't have to set it up and give you all of that. You may not be my friend and blah, 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 blah. I just know where to go to attack.
You know how to push the button. He knows where the button is, and he has the instructions on how to operate the button.
You know what? Not for nothing, Freezy. And I mentioned earth-shattering garden moments or whatever. That would. To see Charles Oakley back in the Garden on a day like today, that'd be heaven. That'd be just about heaven. Because
for me, it'd be a distraction. What is he doing here? To me,
what are the rest of them doing here?
But the rest of them are not beefing. Like, yo, Starberry is in the. Who left on worse terms than Starberry?
Nobody,
right? But Starberry is back, bro. Starberry is back, and he repping the Knicks, bro.
So should they carry this vendetta to the grave?
No, it's not their axe to grind. It's
axe to grind. But here's the thing, though, Freezy. We've mentioned a lot of games and moments and whatever. You can't mention Knick history, especially those times, and remove Charles Oakley. You just cannot.
But AD, you missing what I'm saying. The Knicks are not removing him. He's removing himself.
Okay.
You remember in the playoffs, and bro, in the playoffs, the Cavaliers was in the playoffs. This dude was repping a LeBron James jersey, talking about he from Cleveland, he from Ohio, talking about F the Knicks is trash. You know what I'm saying?
You know he didn't mean that, Freezy.
Come on, bro. You can't do it to us, bro. My thing with Oakley is this, and y'all know how I feel about bullies, right? My thing with Oakley is this. I can get over a lot of the stuff that Oakley has done over the years if he merely just treated organizations with respect. That's it. I don't care if you were back, bro. If Xavier McDaniel was at the game, bro, salute X-Man. Even though he was here for a year and a half, a year, not even that long, maybe. If Xavier McDaniel walked in the building and was like, "Yo," for instance, you remember how you asked me about Mark Jackson, and I told you that I always thought about him as an Indiana Pacer and not a New York Knick,
which is mind-boggling to me. But yes, continue.
But listen. That was before he did his podcast, right? So now that he's doing the podcast, he talks 100% about the Knicks and less about the Pacers. And you know what that does to my mindset? It changes it. Right? It changes my mind.
But Freezy, when you put on another team's jersey, just for being professional, you have to rep that organization, right? And just especially if you had good times, you can't act like you never had any good times in that team's moment. But let's use Mark Jackson for this purpose. Mark is a city kid. He can't get away from the Knicks.
He's from Hollis, Queen. I know.
You know what I'm saying? He can't, you know what I'm saying? He can't get drafted by the Knicks.
Yeah.
Then seeing one of his playground, comrades being the very next year you're drafting, someone who is equal in skill, if not better. Right. So for Mark, he's always going to be a Knick to me. For Charles Oakley, I don't even the games that he was when he was a Bull previous to the Knick. I think that big game, the thing I remember most was Detroit and Chicago got into a big brawl.
Yeah.
And he was, somewhere in the middle, something. All right. I don't even remember anything else. I think he also led the league in rebounds with the Bulls.
Yeah, he beat out Michael Cage by like 4 rebounds.
Right on the last game of the year, on the last day.
Michael Cage got like 13 and Oakley got like 17 rebounds. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so he spends 11 years with the Knicks.
AD, but
those are playoff years.
AD, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about burning bridges.
You ain't never said something to somebody that you really loved, and as time went on, he was like, you know what? This is really stupid. Like this is going. It picked up legs.
According to what you said just now, what you said, the way it plays out, like what you said, that's reasonable. But in 2022, you can't still be talking about Patrick Ewing is not a leader and talking about Patrick Ewing, bro, in 2022, bro.
Well, shit, he did it again in 2024.
Right. This is what I'm saying.
And to Ewing's credit, because I watched Mark Jackson's podcast, and Ewing was on there. I don't know if you saw that episode.
Yeah, I saw it. Of course, with Pat Ewing. Come on, bro. Who's the biggest Pat Ewing fan you know? Just asking, just off top.
Me. Well, you're a bigger Pat.
You know, I think Pat Ewing is the greatest center of all time.
Exactly. And Ewing says when they asked him about the Charles Oakley thing, and they both kind of just laughed at it, was like, I love Oak's my man. You know,
right.
What Oak wants Ewing to do, he's never going to do it.
Right.
It's not. He's not going to take that bait. He's not going to. No.
But again, AD, we're talking about the periphery. We're talking about how Uncle Freezy feels about Oakley's playoff performances, how Pat Ewing is going to respond to Oakley. But what we're not pinning down is Charles Oakley. Right? If Oakley says something like, you know what, man, I was a little out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks have made him a lot of mistakes over the years, but I'm ready to have that just be bygones, be bygones. If I offended anybody, y'all know how I am. I might, and knowing Oakley, he'd be like, hey, yo, I'll probably offend you again, but charge it to my mind and not my heart. If he said something like that, bro, they would welcome him back with open arms. But when you take a jab at somebody every chance you get, bro, ain't nobody standing for that, bro. Not any self-respecting entity.
I get it.
Is gonna welcome that man back, knowing that he's gonna take jabs at you every time. Nah, man, just keep stepping, bro. We can move on without you.
All I'm saying, it would have been good to see. But, you know, before we get out of here, Freezy, I know we're running short on time. Do you have the J Boogie Symphony song there that we could throw on for the people?
I think I do have it. Did J Boogie hit you up and ask you to play it?
Boogie did.
Yeah.
Boogie did.
Yeah.
He hit me up.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he had hit you up as well.
No, so I got it. I have a new number, and I was hitting up Jay. I called him and I texted him like 3 times.
I know for everybody that got free, you already know Freezy hasn't.
And I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated by it, because I was told that I'd be able to keep the same number.
I know it's like getting a new email address.
Yeah.
Your point of contact, you never want someone or something to make you feel like you have to change your point of contact.
Yeah.
It's like starting over.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't got other contacts.
And then the people that don't have your new number, they be all sour like lemon drops, like, man, yo, why you ain't send me your number? Bro, I mean, I called you and I texted you and whatever, you ain't respond, bro. That's on you. You know,
we're in a new age, Freezy, of, you know, remember when you could remember numbers out the top of your head?
Yeah, I remember that.
Huh? Or you could drive without a GPS?
Yep, I remember that.
It'd be like, how was I able to go from point A to point B without a GPS? Like, what's the, like, we were doing what again exactly?
Bro, right. You remember when you could order something from certain places without looking at menus? Remember, you used to have, like, now we have, like, looking at our phones at menus and stuff.
You had your staples. Remember when you had your staples? And I want to shout this place out because my man Kev Diggy put me on to this spot like 25 years ago. It was called Spasso's originally in Nassau County. And Freezy, they were Italian based type of cuisines and so forth, but they just treated you. I remember even during the housing crisis, they were one of the places that
out on the island. You talking about Brentwood?
No, not that far out. They were in Carl Place.
Okay.
Yeah. And
you talking about like 30 minutes outside this? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like 30, 35, something like that.
Yeah.
But they just treated you. I watched busboys become waiters become managers to, even I can't remember the ownership status, but that's how long we were going there. When you had places that remembered you, and I used to make it a point that if I would, like whatever I was doing on a Thursday night, me and my lady at the time or whatever, we were like, nah, let's roll a, Spasos on a third, especially at the end of a Thursday, because they would be the organist would be there, and as soon as I slide in, I roll by him. I'm like, play Sinatra my way. I give him a 5. But you remember when you had places like that knew you and were familiar with you, versus everything now is Uber Eats.
Yeah. That's just what it is.
But
so I'm gonna play the joint real quick. I have the song.
All right.
I don't have the thing, but AD, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. And when I heard it, I was like, yo, this man ain't shout out me and AD, bro, and that's supposed to be our mans.
I wanted to say it, but being that this is Vainglorious Knicks,
Jay Boogie shot, man. Jay Boogie, you gonna shut if Jay Boogie don't shout us out in a song one of these days,
the next song, the next song,
trust me, it's gonna be
absolutely.
It's gonna be Kendrick and BBL Drizzy.
Don't make me and Freezy have to crack the mic.
Lady and the chef. And I brought some of my best podcast spitters. In fact, here come the symphony.
For the playoffs everywhere, we orange blue. Nick Game, Fly Cam, Anthony Donahue. The MSG inside is like a 4.8. And when it shake, the magnitude is like the earthquake. Truth be told, it's a bad enough reason. When they broke the news, Julius out for the season. That only mean the squad, they more locked in. 19,812 in the garden. We sold out to the max, we the best fans. From Coach Tip going back to Red Hose, man. The Frazier era, rest in peace, still the Willis Reed. It's only right I start off the Knicks Symphony. Next up,
I believe that's me.
Drugs, light up the Knicks for the symphony.
As our time, you could tell we arrived. When you look up in the clouds, you see orange and blue skies. They doubted us for a long time, cause we came from nothing. Now the city on my back like Jalen Brunson. Next man up, you know you can't stop us. Run, shoot, all for the screen, you can't block us. 48 minutes of straight pain. We could do this at home or away games. There's no place like the Garden, where stars is born. And the loser's heart gets torn. We leave it all on the court. It's time to step up your game. In 3-point range, or you gon' hear.
Next up,
I believe that's me.
Trippy, light up the Knicks for the symphony.
Got JB Villanova, tell me who want wreck. Triple-headed monster, even got block nest. Orange and blue vibe, Knicks crest on your chest. Since OG, you can miss me with the Michelin nest. Chef Ragu with the shot, hit boogie, you press. Who want next? Eastbound gritty, keep it shippy, dropping 50, just crown, son. ECF up next, cut the check, we got one. Army Swift, knife mark deep, if you doubt, son, it's clout, son. New York forever saying proud, it's wartime, we changing the outcome. 24, clear the path, get it done, this is all fun.
Hey yo, it's still all caps, tapping in like the 6-man. Spit off sacks, never slacks, I'm a Knicks fan. Slam the competition with the rhymes that I wrote, spanning back to the days of Starks dunking on the goat. You will quote these lines, this is a squad to believe in. We've overcome adversity throughout the whole season. Super teams are fleeting, so we built a continuity. Regardless of our seeding, Captain Clutch was facing scrutiny, cause media lies like presidential elections, so we made them like Cuban West Side connection. The grit of the 90s, the fight of our lead. Tips screaming, where you at? The whole city behind me.
Next up,
I believe that's me. Respect history of that team that played for NYC. 90s ball, Mason Oak with a shot to your ribs. From jump ball of 48 that's on the clock is with Tibbs is dedicated. Chip on our shoulder, 73, let's celebrate it. Trust me, it's personal, NBA Finals designated. We don't want to settle for less. Last time I checked, whoever leave with that gold medal's the best. Injury reports, messing with my head got me stressed. And then boom, here comes Deuce on the bench. Had to get off that stage. The next up, The mindset of the Knicks is step up. Who want war with us? Toe to toe, who gon' score with us? Playoffs, who gon' really win four with us?
Next up, I believe that's me. Bars and hoop, light up the Knicks for the symphony. Yo, we ain't no joking. Competition, we clip and smoke them. These Knicks is potent. Underdogs remaining focused. Don't be surprised we making moves true to the game. We got a squad with hitters ready to bring the pain. We're hard hats, bring lunch pails, grimy and gritty. With 12 men blue collar guys that's running the city. Ain't nothing pretty. Took 6 games to finish Philly. This for my city, NYC. Better sing it with me. JV's the blueprint. In other words, he's like a spark. We draining threes from long range like Josh Hart. OG be locking it down. We built to go for a few rounds, so duck down, protect your dome and your crown. So grab your seat, sit courtside and enjoy the ride. Orange and blue, Knicks fans, we rapping it with pride. Next up, I believe that's me. Trav, light up the Knicks for the symphony. Go.
Yeah, I'm in the garden like a lawnmower, going through green like a leaf blower. Orange and blue skies by the all knower. You can see the potential if you a ball knower. I'm the king, the Knicks on the crown. If you big and bad, come stop us right now. The Brunson burner, he's shooting your lights out. This is our city, we taking the vice out. Get a grip, get a grip. We be killing it, man. You be looking for your heart, but it's still in my hand. Thought you was gonna come and try to steal a win. Well, I guess we had a change of plans. God damn.
Next up,
I believe that's me.
Papa left, close out the Knicks symphony.
Bring me the smoke while they duck for the semis. All the Chucks and the Kennys getting stuck on a Fenny. Hey Becky, is Jalen 1A yet? If I hear another game start talking out their paycheck, buck them down, no baby reindeer. These stalkers like Parker just can't be safe here. It's open season, playoff grind. I hear the Draymond Greens, they gotta play online. It take a hero to carry this city. Real work, you wash with a pod, so carry on, Gilbert. I feel perk, but this for the day ones who've been A1 on go when the hate comes. So what's a Paul Reed to a boss tweet? Get off these, we run 4-4s till it's all ring.
And that's what it sounds for a Knicks symphony. And beat is in the trunk, y'all know who on deck. Every series we dropping a Knicks anthem. We ain't playing.
Yo, you come on, man. Yo,
I mean, he could have slid us in right there.
Right
Next
there.
up, I believe that's me, Big Freeze AD on the MIC. He could have just dropped us in right there.
Representing
Boogie.
NYC. Come on.
Boogie, stop playing. Don't shortchange us like that again.
Yeah, come on.
But that's a fire. No, that's a fire record. I like that. I like that. Yes, absolutely. And all of the gentlemen that were representing on the Symphony record.
All of them content creators.
Absolutely hard bars.
Yeah, all them content
bars.
Yeah, bro.
Absolutely. You know, we're gonna have to sit Boogie down, yo, for real.
We gonna have to have a sit down, bro.
have to have a sit down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a sit down, bro. Yeah.
I could have gave you 8. Breezy could have gave you 8. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'd have been coming through like Jada, bro. I'd have been coming through like Jada Kids, bro. I'm hungry, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But shout out to that. The track is fire though. Shout out to everybody.
Yes.
Shout out to everybody on it. I'm joking, but I'm really more jealous than anything else. Yeah, I'm mad jelly that I wasn't.
No, like the camaraderie. That's Nick Universe. You know what I mean?
It's like the Midnight Marauders album cover, bro. Like, how you not on the Midnight Marauders album cover?
That was a major thing back then.
Yeah,
that was a major thing.
Like Common said, bro. Like, I wasn't even invited. Like, come on,
not even invited. Yeah. That was a major thing back
then.
AD,
real quick before we get out of here, what are we going to be talking about at 6:00 tonight?
That was a hell of a victory.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a victory. I'm gonna be out, so as soon as the game is over, I gotta press. But you know, I can't leave the cave. You know, I looked at a jersey behind me, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put it on. I'm not gonna jinx this. I'm not gonna put it on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put it on. No way, no how. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. Brunson is who he is. You know, as I said when we came on, we started the show, and I want to thank all of those Knick fans for rocking with us on another Sunday again. But as I said, We're not making any excuses. You know, we are who we are. The next man up, you know, philosophy, whatever. It's who we are. And we're going to leave it all out there on the line today. And we'll be Van Glorious. This is protected by the orange, the blue, and the white. That's all we needed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So thank you everybody for coming through, rocking with us. I'm sorry about this one being short, but we basically gonna be rocking all day. So in order for us to keep our stamina up, we just like doing these short joints, man. Because we're gonna be doing the game at 3:30 on Playback TV. Come through, Playback/Blowing Tears. Come through, hang out with your family. We're gonna be breaking down the game, going mad crazy in the building. After that, you know, we're gonna do the wrap up, whatever. Yeah, and then tonight,
Tyson Fury.
Tonight we're gonna do the you know, the Knicks at Night podcast tonight. I have plans on doing that unless something happens. If nothing don't happen, we'll do that, and then so we're gonna probably be on just about all day. So
24/7, hardest working channel in the Knicks atmosphere.
Yeah,
that's
man.
what we do. That's what Uncle Freezy do. But we don't know where this journey started, but we know where it ended. It ended with you yet again. Look for me and Freezy in the whirlwind. Garvey.
Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there.